Today we're solving some unit rate problems, so we're just going to do probably just 1, 2, and 3 together. So, on the first one, during Tracy's trip across the country, she traveled 2,884 miles. Her trip took 7 days. Calculate a unit rate to represent the average miles she traveled per day during the trip. So the two quantities it looks like we're comparing is miles to days. And then in the end, they ask you right here, okay, if she traveled that many miles in that many days, calculate the unit rate to represent the average miles she traveled per day. So that means, in other words, they want to know 1 day's worth of travel. So with that information, we're going to take that and go here. So number 1. So we know that we're comparing miles to days. So I'm going to take that 2,884 miles and that 7 days and put it, of course.
At this time, all students going to or from electives, please go to 7th period. All students going to or from electives, please go to 7th period. Thank you.
Okay. And put this into what's called a proportion. All right, so miles to days, and then they want to know, once again, miles to days. All right, so the thing is about proportions, whatever these units are here, they have to be the same right here. You can't say, oh, I want miles here, but then I want kilometers here, or I want days here, but I want hours here. They got to be the same. So if they ever give you two different, let's say they give you days right here, but they want to know how many hours, then you have to wind up converting one to the other. All right, so in this case we don't have that, so we'll be okay for right now. So what we wind up doing in proportions to figure out this x, because we always have to make sure that whenever we don't know the answer to something, then it's called a variable. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of this.
All 4 classes in the pods, please go to 7th period. Thank you.
So sorry that I just so happen to conveniently make these videos as soon as they're making people move around and they're really loud on the announcements. Anyway, we always had to make sure we put in a variable, which was why I didn't like us having to use the x for multiplication, because I didn't want to confuse us, because we are going to start dealing with variables a lot more often now this year, and so on and so forth. Anyway, with proportions, all you have to wind up doing is something called cross multiplying, which of course, cross multiplying, that means we're multiplying these two numbers across, and then with whatever answer that we have, we're going to divide by 7. All right, so in this case, 2,884 miles times 1 is, of course, just 2,884. After that, we divide by 7. So from here, 7 can't go into 2, but 7 can go into 28 4 times. So subtract, bring down an 8. 7 can go into 8 1 time. So minus 7. Give us 1, and then we have one more number down here, so we're going to drop that down. All right, so then 7 can go into 14 exactly 2 times. And now we are done with that problem. So this 412 is going to represent over here that she traveled 412 miles every day. So we're going to say 412 miles per day. And that's our answer. All right, next one, number 2. So Steve was offered $5,025 per year for a weekend lifeguarding job at a local pool. He wants to know how much his monthly income will be at this salary level. What is his rate of pay in dollars per month? Okay, so we know we're comparing dollars, and then it says dollars per year. So at first it kind of looks like we were comparing dollars to years, correct? It did at first, but if you look down here at our final thing that they're asking us for, the actual question is how much will he get paid per month? So this is the part where we're going to have to wind up converting Okay, we either have to convert to month or years. Well, in this case, we're gonna have to convert to months because in the actual question, that's what they wanna know, per month. They don't care about the years anymore, they wanna know per month. So we gotta figure out how many years are in, or how many months are in a year. 1 year, of course, is going to equal 12 months. We've known that for forever. We better add. All right, anyway, we're going to make some room and work on number 2 right about here. Okay, so we've got $5,025, and we're talking about money right there, and we're comparing that to 12 months now. Because we were talking about years, we're not talking about that anymore. Because anytime we're setting up a proportion, we have to make sure all of our units are the same. So X amount of money, and they want to know how much money is in 1 month. All right, so once again, cross multiply, then divide. So we've got 5,025 times, or divided by 12, sorry about that. So 12 can go into 50, let's think, I think 4 times, and that'll give us 48. Awesome. 12 can't go into 2, but if we drop down this 2 right here, 12 can go into 22. It can only go in once, but it can still go into it. So we subtract, we get 10. 12 can't go into 10, but 12 can go into 105. And I think you can go into 105 8 times. So 8 times 12, I think, is 96. Then after that, we wind up subtracting. So boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. We've got 9 left. All right, so you notice we're out of numbers here. So this is the point where the decimals got to come into play. And we got to start dropping down some zeros. So here we go. So 12 can go into 90. Let's see, I think 7 times. And let me do that multiplication off to the side. 12 times 7, 14, 84. Okay, so 12 times 7 is 84. That's going to be 6 left, and then we drop down another 0. Oh, and I think we finally reached an end. So 12 can go into 65 times. Evenly as well. So we are all done with that part. So it looks like he was able to make $418.75 in 1 month. All right, so I'm going to take that answer and move it over here. So $418.75 per month. All right, let's try number 3. So number 3 says that Randall recorded 8 songs on his most recent CD. The total length of the CD is 49 minutes. Calculate a unit rate to represent the average length per song on the CD. Round to the nearest hundredths place. All right, so obviously we're going to have some decimals again. All right, so looks like another thing that we're doing is comparing songs to minutes. All right, and then just to kind of confirm that, it says average length per song. Okay, so if that's the case, we're going to go back here to our work area. Make some room here. I'll work down here. So number 3, we've got 8 songs for 49 minutes. And then they want to know how many minutes this time are there per song. All right, so this time we're missing the bottom piece. All right, so here we go. We're going to, once again, cross multiply. So 49 times 1, of course, it's just 49. Then we're going to divide that by 8. So 8 divided by 49. Got to figure out how many times 8 can go into 9. I think 6 times without going over. Got one left. All right, this is where the decimals start coming into play. Got to make sure we drop down some zeros. So 8 can go into 10 one time. Subtract, get 2, drop down another 0. 8 can go into 20, I believe, 2 times. 8 times 2, 16. And I think they said we had to round to the nearest hundredths place. So in order to be able to accurately round to the nearest hundredths place, which is this, we have to make sure we get one more number right here. That way we can make sure this 2 either goes up or if this 2 stays at just being a 2. Okay, so we gotta grab one more 0. One more. All right, and 8 can go into 40, easily and evenly. Sorry for my sloppy writing at the end. All right, so whenever we round this to the nearest hundredths place, I'm gonna put these 2 little squiggly lines that mean approximately, and I'm gonna round. So 5 and up, this rounds up, okay? So 5 or more, add 1 more, 4 or less, give it a rest. Boom, that's our answer for that one. So we're gonna take to over here and we're gonna say 6.13 songs, or 6.13 per song. And you know what? I forgot to make sure I put minutes, because that's how many minutes were in there. Minutes per song. So the songs are pretty lengthy. I hope they're saying something in them. All right, so those are some examples for you, and here is the work for those examples. So not super complicated. We just got to make sure we're dividing right and whatnot. And that is it for now. Make sure you do well on your work. I hope you make 100.